Good morning, good day. I am back from retreat and filled with gratitude. So much, so many beautiful insights and awarenesses and lessons over the last few days. I am live now, so hopefully people will get a notice or remember and come join me. I've been offline for several days, and before that, I was offline because of illness. So I feel like I've been away, and I appreciate the understanding and the patience. Good morning, Gerbot. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. I had planned to go to a retreat on Friday with Lisa, and I didn't feel 100%. So I didn't go and decided I would rest one more day and get one more full night's sleep. And over the course of Friday, I started to feel better and better and better, and was actually working and making videos and out of bed for the first time in a long time. So on Saturday morning, I woke up and was like, yeah, I feel good. So I drove out to the retreat on Saturday and spent 2 nights there. And oh, I'm so glad I did. So many good friends were there and new friends that I got to meet. And during the quiet meditation portions of the retreat, I did a lot of thinking about our wedding, which is planned for a year or so into the future. But I've been having a really hard time getting excited about it and even visualizing it. And in the hours of silence, I really started to get momentum, although it was so wild. First, I should say, welcome. This is Hug Nation Live. If you're here, would love to hear what you're grateful for. So please leave a little message or a comment, or even just say, hey, good morning, so that we know that you're here. Main objective of this gathering is to remember that we're not alone. The world would rather hug you than hurt you, no matter what the news might tell you. And if you got it, share your gratitude, because it's so helpful to hear what other people are appreciating in their worlds. And so night one of the retreat and the meditation song circle, sound bath portion of it, I was getting excited about a kind of late winter, early spring wedding and all the things that we could do just in case it rained and if it was cold, and in this location that we're supposed to visit this week. And then at the end of the night, when we're like the quiet portion's over and we're complete, and then we go to the kitchen and have a meal, have soup to get before bed, I'm sharing my excitement, and Lisa's like, we talked about having it in early May. And I'm like, no. One of my like number one priorities of my wedding plans is I don't want to be hot. Almost all my memories of being at weddings is I'm sweaty and I'm hot and uncomfortable. And, ever since Burning Man, however many years ago, I think I have PTSD about getting too hot. And I just generally overheat easily. And so I went from being so excited to being so back to square one of like, I don't know, how's this going to work? And so night two, I kind of like, okay, I'm going to be open to guidance of what would be our perfect wedding solution. And I explored all different venues and started visualizing how could that work and how many people would fit and how would we do this and how many tables do we need? And I came up with a number of options that I'm like, that could work. And then I just kept coming, I finally got to, dude, you need to hire a wedding planner. All of these things that you're working out in your head, you could ask one person a question and they would be like, that actually would be difficult. Or, oh, there's vendors that will set that up for you. Or, oh, yeah, we can just rent that on the day of. And like, so the divinely downloaded answer to my prayers was hire a professional. And I'm so grateful because that really was able to stop my worrying mind, at least until I am able to have the ear of a professional. Good morning, High Noon. High Noon says, hello, fellow Hug Nation world. I missed y'all. However, grateful for recognizing how important this group of fellow beings are. Thank you. You know what occurred in this moment, and I'm not sure how to make this work, but the noon gratitude circles happen whether I'm there or not. I try to be there every day at noon, but if I'm not, there'll be a pause for a few minutes and then someone else will lead the circle, or people just popcorn style share gratitude. And I wonder if there is a reason or a way to have this opportunity to connect even if I'm not here. If it's just High Noon and Gerbot being like, hey, morning, what you grateful for? What you grateful for? Where's that lazy ass John? Oh, well. Hey, have a good day. Nice to see you. Just a thought. Gerbot says, brilliant, right? Yeah, that was a really helpful one. I also got a really powerful download about some men's work stuff that I will get into deeper in the future. But I started thinking about who would be my dream men's group council of celebrities and speakers and coaches. And I'm like, oh, why don't I do a podcast where I reach out and try to interview those people? I've been watching clips from the Into the Manosphere documentary, and actually just started watching the full documentary last night. I probably should. After I was about half an hour in, I was thinking, this was a bad idea. Because of my inspiration that I want to do something as a heart-centered response to the Manosphere attention, I thought I should watch that documentary. But 30 minutes through, I was like, I think I need to delay the painful reminders of how ugly some of humanity is for a little bit longer and stay with this post-retreat inspiration and glow for a little bit longer before I get disheartened. So I'll speak to more about that as the plans and the ideas take shape. There's also, I had a really, I've been assisting Lisa at retreats for a while now, and I'm building relationships with a lot of people that are, frequently return and are part of this spiritual community. And I had a really cool moment when I was saying goodbye to a new person that I had just met this weekend, and they were like, now I totally understand why everyone was so excited when they heard that you were going to make it. I was like, what a nice thing to hear. Gerbot says, the Zoom room is always open. I've dropped in there once or twice before when when you've been out and needed to share some gratitude and was fortunate enough that there was someone else there. Totally. Yes, the Zoom room is open 24/7. And I love that happens occasionally. And if you're there's a Telegram group about for the Zoom room gratitude community, and people will sometimes just chat. They're like, hey, anyone up for gratitude or anyone free? I'm in the room. And I philosophically like that idea of, it's almost like a church, the church is there. If you want to go have a meeting there for a book club, or you want to have a meeting there for an AA group, the room is there. And 3 times a day, there's a scheduled gratitude circle, but you can go there anytime and connect with people. You can even go and say, hey, can I create a breakout room and have a conversation specifically about a topic that I don't think is really, I don't want to force everybody to talk about my fears about the upcoming election. Like that's not really appropriate for the main room, but I want to create a breakout room for that. And that's happened in the past and is always welcome. Thanks for that reminder, Grabat. High Noon says, David Cho is a dream to interview for myself, and I want to start working on putting together a pod with my cousin. David Cho, he's the graffiti artist who worked for Facebook and then got rich and then has like does like reels and videos about life. I think if that's who I'm thinking of, love that guy. Love that guy. Jeannie says, good morning, Jeannie, or good day wherever you are. I'm grateful for the profound experience my life is offering me. I'm going to Vision Quest in Mexico next week. Incredible. I wish for enlightening and empowering and healing experiences for your heart and your world. Heine says, great to know, Gerbot and John. I need to figure out how to get into my Linux operating system. Okay, you lost me. Has anybody seen that meme that's, hey dad or hey mom, what were you like in the 90s? And there's some really fun ones of like, celebrities. There's some of the ones that are super funny is like, I don't recognize the person. And then it's usually a Goo Goo Dolls soundtrack. And then they do a slideshow or videos of them when they were younger and like 90s celebrities. Like I saw one with Urkel that was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And so I go, oh, I have to make one. I mean, it's not just for celebrities. Everyone, like, it's a total trend. If you haven't seen it, then good on you for not being active in social media and watching too many short form video. But I made one. And that was, it was so much fun. And I realized that it was tough to do with video because the 90s was pre-digital video. So the video that I have from the 90s is footage from like broadcast stuff that I was in. And then the photos that I have from the 90s, because they're things that I put on the web, and in the 90s we didn't have broadband, the images are like teeny tiny and optimized for people who are downloading stuff through their phones. But you know what? I think that we would all get a chuckle from my 90s video. Although, did I not put the music in it? The music, because I know that I added the music. That actually might not work. Maybe I'll have to wait on that. Whoopsie. Who else has got some gratitude they'd like to share? High Noon says, oh, wait. David has expressed his mental health struggles and his men's work that he is a part of. David Cho is a mentor to many. Oh, awesome. Yeah, I love his, he's just got such a confidence but not like a confidence. It's just like, be messy, do this, and there's like no apologies in his authenticity, which is really comes through. At least I don't watch a ton of it, but every time I see it, I'm like, oh yeah, that feels true. Okay, let me just see. Is this gonna work if I go? Yeah. Okay, I think this will work. Let's just try. How could it hurt? Anyone else have any gratitude that they would like to share on this beautiful day? Carla, good morning. Good day to you. Carla says, my heart is filled with gratitude for my fantastic family. You, Lisa, Brian, who's Lisa's brother, and Kate, Brian's wife, are all doing important work that makes our world a better place. That has got to feel so good as a mom. Well, I'm grateful for you, Carla. Thank you for sharing and being. What is garden life like now where you are? It's been like crazy hot here. Is it spring, like full charge, get things in the ground time, or where are you at in your garden if you've got a moment to share? Gerbot says, grateful for a home cooked meal with friends and family last night. And Juan, good morning, good day. Juan says, I'm grateful that most of my 11 brothers and sisters have come down to Mexico to spend time with Mom. That is as beautiful as it gets. Family time and the most precious of precious times with your mom in her last chapters. One says she was not doing well, so everyone is here for her now. She is getting better slowly. I'm so grateful that you have the opportunity to be there with her. All right, let's see if you can see, we can do a little 90s. This is what we like in the 90s, Bada.
Up forever to touch you, 'cause I know that you feel me somehow. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't wanna go home right now.
Ah, hilarious. So as I'm growing my hair out now, I'm trying to reclaim my 90s glory. It's getting there. The thing that is hard is because my hair is very thick that it has a tendency to Einstein it out. Or one of my friends goes, you look like God in Da Vinci's Sistine Chapel. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm down with that. It's one of the reasons why I'm regretting trimming my beard, is because when my hair is this big, I felt like a big beard kind of balanced out this weeble wobbly thing that I got going. Carla sharing, spring is trying to stay. Weather varies from 27 to highs of 70s this week. Garden prep is the focus. 27 to 70. Well, I feel like such a kindergartner in the realm of gardening. We do not have so many things to overcome here. But I look forward to it when I get to see your garden next, Carla. Thank you, Jenny. Heinen says, oh, 90s. I was a little guy back then. I love the video, John. Grateful for being a 90s child. Me too. I mean, I discovered the internet in 96. So my early 90s, I graduated from college in 93. Is that right? 93. So it was college, my first job, my deciding that I do not want to be a psychologist, going back to learn graphic design and publishing a zine, and then discovering the internet, and then discovering Burning Man in 1998. The 90s was when my life changed. I guess I could say that in some way for every decade, but 96, 7, 8, discovering the internet, and then Burning Man are probably the most significant impacts to my life. And then the time I spent with Grandpa Caleb in 2001, 2, 3, 4. Well, last chance to share any gratitude if you'd like. And I'm grateful to be feeling better. Not 100%. I'm not sure if you can hear it in my voice. I mean, I still have like some congestion, but a million times feeling better than I did last week, where I had so much pressure in here that I had my tooth were just a relentless, constant pain in my teeth, which I've never had that before. It was not my favorite. Juan says, I'm grateful that I cut my beard off today. I think you mean beard and not bear. But, I don't know how brave you are on your Mexican adventure. Maybe you did fight a bear. But I think what your typo is, I'm grateful I cut my beard off today. Mom wanted to see me without it. What a good son you are. I love you, Juan. And if you're hearing my voice right now, whether this is on the archive or live, I love you. And I am so grateful for all the different ways that I get to connect with beautiful people in this world. Too much time in isolation, too much time interacting through screens, and I can get discouraged about what I start to believe are the people in this world. But if I spend time in small groups or in person with people, I'm almost always inspired and have hope. So thanks for being a light of hope. Heine says, I'm grateful for sharing these breaths with you all. Let's do a couple breaths together. Inhale. Hold it. Inside out. Let your shoulders relax, your face relax. One more. Inhale. Hold it. And let's give ourselves a hug. Feel embraced by one another, by all those that have come through this space of Hug Nation, of shared gratitude and inspiration and support and love, including Grandpa Caleb. Take a deep breath in and squeeze one another. On behalf of Grandpa Caleb and all of us, thanks for being here for Hug Nation Live. Love you, missed you. Great to be back. Have a beautiful day. Oh, the new Stay Sparked episode, which you can see on, listen to on Spotify or iTunes or YouTube. YouTube, it's on YouTube, and Apple Podcast. The new Stay Sparked, episode 97. Betsy interviewed me. And I think I really like it. I'd love your feedback, but the whole episode is, what is Hug Nation? Why is Hug Nation? And we talk about these morning things and gratitude circles and why it's so healing and important. So look up Stay Sparked or go to staysparked.com and it'll have links to where you can listen. Have a beautiful day. Thanks for